MRNA up 17.02% is not a chart, it is a launchpad. And welcome to Dayrade Daily, where your pre-market cardio is mandatory. Smash like and subscribe, or this gap eats your stop at the open.
mRNA at 39.6, reacting like it just discovered extra chromosomes for alpha. Today we hit biotech rockets, RBLX gamers, chips like AMD and INTC, plus energy weirdos, VG and CVE before the bell even finishes stretching. You are not ready.
Translation. Volatility average at 6.53%, and overall sentiment, bullish, means you degenerates are about to overtrade everything. We are here to keep you reckless, but not account-ending reckless.
Also, it is literally Wednesday, January 14, 2026. So, new money and new catalysts, and we will map intraday structures on these movers, so your scalp ideas have a framework, not just vibes.
Yes, my people. This episode is your morning blueprint. We do MRNA gap logic, RBLX meme rotations, FIGR and the banks, chip coats, then a lightning round where we lie boldly about the future for educational purposes only. So hit subscribe now. First, MRNA ripping 17.02% on trial data and short covering. This is a biotech bonfire. Intraday, I want opening drive. First pullback that holds prior minute low. Then I size in like the cult leader of risk-managed degeneracy.
Or you could remember mRNA is still a biotech with mood swings. My play is fade exhaustion into prior daily resistance, then cover into VWAP test. No marrying anything that just jumped 17.02% on one headline.
I am scalping mRNA like a broken arcade machine. Tiny size on the open, hit the volatility. If spread goes feral, I bail immediately. Trading tip number 1. Do not size full when the bid-ask looks like a canyon.
Structurally, this mRNA gap is an information shock, with shorts trapped. I want a clean retest of pre-market breakout zone from above. If volume holds and wicks shrink, then I join long with stop just below that structure.
Speaking of calls, RBLX up 10.53% because some user metrics beat and streamers are screaming. This is pure social sentiment flow. I want opening range breakout scalps. Then I am gone before kids get home from school and nuke it.
RBLX is literally gamer GDP when it gaps 10.53% on engagement numbers and guidance talk. I buy. First flag above VWAP. Ride into liquidity pockets. Then dump into parabolic candles before some 8-year-old rug pulls my edge.
I love you two pretending RBLX is an asset and not a theme park coupon. I fade spikes into pre-market high, risk tight, cover quick. This thing whips around on one influencer tweet, so I treat every candle like it is trying to rob me.
I actually like RBLX as a social sentiment proxy today. If it holds the gap while broader communication names fade, that tells me risk appetite is dangerously spicy. So I trim longs elsewhere instead of adding into strength like a hero.
Bro, you just called my favorite video game stock a risk thermometer. That hurts. Also, quick reminder, if you are still watching and have not tapped like, your broker secretly widens your spread by 1 emotional basis point, so hit it.
All right, financial avengers. FIGR up 7.75%. Financial sector pop on rate path hopes and maybe an upgrade parade. I am long on clean reclaim of opening range high with volume. Cut fast if it slams back through VWAP like a rug pull ETF.
Financial names like FIGR popping 7.75% on macro optimism are my playground. I short into stretched intraday extensions toward prior daily levels, cover into the first real pullback. Boring, but it pays better than meme prayers.
FIGR move is also pure positioning. People front-running a softer rate curve, intraday. I prefer waiting for a higher low after the first mean reversion pullback, then buying with stop beneath that pivot, instead of chasing the initial pop like an unpaid intern.
Meanwhile, I just want FIGR for liquidity. Tight spreads, clear levels. I can flip bias 3 times in 10 minutes and still feel classy. Trading tip number 2. If volume dies, stop forcing scalp entries and go touch grass mentally for 5 minutes.
Chips time. Grab your coat robes. AMD up 6.39%. INTC up 7.33%. LITE up 6.31%. MSTR plus 6.63%. Riding crypto beta. This is a full semiconductor sermon.
AMD ripping 6.39% and INTC 7.33%. Smells like rotation into laggier chips, and maybe an upgrade or two. For me, only trading clean opening range breakouts and clear VWAP reclaims. No chasing the 6th green 5-minute candle.
I love INTC on days like this. 7.33% feels like it found pre-workout. I scalped the first liquidity pockets around prior day high. Get in, get out. If it starts grinding instead of spiking, I switch to tiny trend rides.
Light up 6.31% is sneaky likely guidance and sector sympathy. Thinner tape than AMD, I want it only on textbook flags after an opening move. Otherwise, I just use its relative strength as a tell for whether tech can sustain this squeeze.
And MSTR plus 6.63% because Bitcoin breathed once. Intraday, I am buying reclaim of morning flush low for a squeeze back to pre-market high, but tiny size. I respect how fast this thing can introduce you to your broker margin department.
SideQuest VG up 6.78% and CVE up 5.89%. Energy gang sneaking in while everyone stares at chips. I scalp VG on breakouts only. Spreads can get rude if volume vanishes.
VG up 6.78% and CVE 5.89%. are basically oil beta on whatever macro headline the market decided to believe today. I buy dips into prior consolidation, sell into spikes, and never pretend these are stable relationships.
For active traders, VG and CVE are mean reversion gifts today. Extended but not insane. I mark pre-market high and the first intraday pivot, then fade overextensions there, with tight stops and no ego, if crude headlines flip the narrative.
Yeah, and my Navy Dayrade crew shirt says, I am here for risk management, while my account says, please stop. Someone clip this. Also subscribe so we can afford the therapy I clearly need.
Therapy for traders is just a daily chart of your biggest regret anyway. Healthcare gang, ROIV up 5.78% and VTRS 5.44% on drug data, and maybe merger chatter. These are swing headlines but intraday liquidity toys.
Exactly. For ROIV, I like waiting for the first proper pullback after the news spike, then buying only if it holds a higher low above pre-market base. VTRS, I trade lighter. Spreads can punish anyone who treats it like a tech darling.
My problem with healthcare names is they move like my dating life. Quiet for weeks, then one headline and chaos. Trading tip number 3. Never go full size on a biotech or pharma candle that looks like a jump scare.
Social sentiment is actually wild today. RDDT up 6.11%, riding community hype plus options flow, and RBLX still buzzing. When both are green with overall market bullish, you assume risk is on until proven otherwise.
If RDDT and RBLX are both pumping while volatility sits at 6.53%, that is not a signal. That is a confession. The market is telling you it wants drama, and you are the volunteer tribute.
Okay, we are derailing. Question for chat. Would you rather marry AMD, MRNA, or RBLX if you had to hold for 10 years? I personally choose cash, but that is not funny, so pretend I said RBLX.
Absolutely not. We are not turning this into financial tender. Back to business. And if you have survived this chaos without hitting subscribe, I hope your next limit order misses by 1 cent forever. So fix it now.
Lightning round time. AMD plus 6.39% becomes an organized religion today. First failed breakout is the moment the congregation realizes risk management is the only true doctrine.
My lightning call MRNA adds another 10.00% intraday, halts twice, and I will still be yelling, buy the dip, while secretly shorting the third failed push, like a responsible hypocrite.
RBLX prediction, it gaps, rips another 8.00%. Chat screams to the moon. And then it mean reverts perfectly to the penny where you should have taken profits, but you were busy typing emojis.
My turn. FIGR drifts exactly nowhere, but every breakout trader loses money trying to force it, while quiet, mean reversion scalpers pay their rent. Please let that be the timeline for once.
Bonus call RDDT squeezes another 7.00%. Halts once, and every new trader thinks this is normal. Bookmark this. Markets are not usually this generous or this stupid at the same time.
Final blessing for the session, my people. Volatility around 6.53% and bullish tone means opportunity everywhere. Trade small, trade precise. Hit like and subscribe right now, and we will see you at the close if your risk rules let you survive.